Well done for just sparing a few minutes of your time right now to find out the number one thing you need to do, the number one thing you need to get started on in the next month to take your business to the position where it could work without you. Now, I want you to watch to the end of this, because what I'm going to show you is the first step you need to take in terms of marketing your business more effectively. And it's a step that nearly everybody overlooks. Just so you know you're in the right place, this is the first step that successful international marketers take every day, people like Frank Kern and Alan Dibb, to get their businesses into a position where it ultimately could work without them, a step that nearly everybody misses. So listen up, and here's how it works. The number one thing you need to do when you're marketing your business is to create a plan. Might seem obvious, but how many of you have actually got a plan that you can be proud of, that you're actually using right now? I bet not many of you. So how do we actually go about creating a plan? How do we get started? Well, the first thing we need to do is what I'm going to cover here today. And that first thing is getting clear on who your target market is. Now, most people will adopt a scattergun approach where they'll aim at the entire market and hope that something sticks. The problem I see with that is the way the market's perceiving that is you're not specifically good at anything. You're not a specialist in anything in your area. So therefore, you might not be the best person to work with. So if we can actually establish a niche, an area, a target market, what that will enable us to do is become less of a commodity. Now, what do I mean by that? It means not just competing solely on price, which is what I see many people doing these days. If we are a specialist in a specific area of our market, then that market will respect us for that, and there won't be much other competition out there because we'll be the only ones. So the first thing we need to do is get a pen and paper, open up a spreadsheet, and start making a list of all the specific markets that we operate in. So I'm going to use an example. I'm going to use photography as a good example here. So a photographer might actually take wedding photos, pet photos, portraits, commercial photos. They might operate in all sorts of areas. Whereas there might be a specific area that they're really good at, that they enjoy working in, that's profitable, where they're offering real value to the marketplace amongst those areas. And what we can then do is start attacking each of those target markets with a message, which we're going to cover in the next video. But for now, what I'd like you to do, make a list of all of the areas, all of the target markets that you've got, if we can break it down into a list. And then I want you to answer 3 questions next to each one. Each of those lines, I want you to score out of 10. The first one's related to value. How much value are you bringing to the marketplace? So if you're a great pet photographer in this example, you're going to give yourself 10 out of 10 if you're absolutely world class. If you're not so good at wedding photography, you're going to give yourself a 2 or 3 out of 10. The next score you need to look at is personal fulfillment. Do you actually enjoy doing this sort of stuff? So if you enjoy taking commercial photos, then you might get a high score on that. If you hate pet photos, you might get 2 or 3 out of 10 on that. And your third thing, you need to look at the profitability. So work out your profitability in terms of the hours you're spending and the profit you're getting back. Score that out of 10 as well. Now you're going to be left with a list of target markets with a score out of 30 next to each one. Take the top one, the one that scored the highest. We'll move on and we'll create a message for that target market next week, which is the second step towards creating a marketing plan. I hope this has been really useful. I hope you've got some ideas and some value from this. And if you have, and you want to find out how I can take you through the entire 9-step process to creating a business that could work without you, click the button below and get a date and time booked into my diary. Happy to gift you half an hour of my time to help set you on the right route. Thank you very much.